Welcome back, everybody. And it's time. We need to take on the floating continent. Now that we know the dangers that Kefka and Gestal have unleashed, it's time for us to take the fight to them. Quick, let's jump onto that thing. I still don't know what Setzer's voice is. I don't know if I ever will. Only 3 allowed in your party, the others must stay on board. And the reason being is that we're going to get a party member while there. Now, sadly, I actually forgot this concept, so I actually did set up a 4th party member, so you guys are going to see a little bit of a flub right here. Because I did set up Celeste to maybe, like, start working on her magic. But, yeah, you're only allowed 3. And that's for all of the things involving the floating continent. But that's okay. Because the other party member that we're going to get is still going to be very helpful. So we'll go with Terra, Cyan, and Edgar, because obviously they're, as far as magic is concerned, they are pretty high on my list. And it's time for us to take on the Empire at the floating continent. But wait, we only saw Kefka and Gestal get it. Nope. They got a bunch of Empire forces there too. As you can see, there are little mechs flying around everywhere. Oh my goodness. So we're going to have to fight our way through. Oh no, it's the Imperial Air Force, the IAF. We're surrounded. Let's give them a bloody lip. I don't know who that's supposed to be saying that, but I decided to do it in my own voice. And so this is just basically a series of random combats. So first of all, happy Thursday to everybody. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. Me, I'm actually recording this a day before because I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to get this out in time, so I pushed myself to be able to get it out. But I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. I'm sure I will be because I'm just finishing up recording for the week, and I'm editing my butt off to be able to get you guys videos throughout the week. Now, people might have also noticed, and I already have gotten questions about this, what the crap, you're not uploading on Saturday anymore. No, I'm not, and the reason I'm not is because we're actually getting really close to being done with all the Gaming with the Geek stuff. So I decided, in case you missed it, I decided to move all of that upload to 2 and just do them throughout the week, because I really do want to be back to kind of a Monday through Friday schedule and either make Saturday and Sunday a day off or a day to be able to get recording done. So I know that's irritating to some, but I promise you guys are still going to get your Metal Gear content. Rise of the Tomb Raider is finished. So as of last Saturday, the clock is up, and so you guys can leave your questions over on that part, and 2 weeks from then, me and Alex will get together and do the final Q&A for it. So all is exciting, and I actually can tell you that we're pretty close for Romney as well. As I've said on previous Geek News episodes, we have finished recording for Metal Gear, and it is coming soon. The end is coming soon, and I'm actually getting ready to set up for Aldo's recording. And again, I'm not going to spoil the game. I know a lot of people want to know what the game is, because I guess people are expecting wacky games from me and Aldo, but not so much. Not so much. We have a game in mind, and we're going to have some fun with it, but at the same time, it's not going to be like... I think somebody asked if we could do Katamari or something like that, and no, it's not that. We'll figure out a way to be able to do something like that, but yeah. And I'm also very happy that you guys are continuing to make suggestions for stuff that the other Geek News crew can do. For crying out loud, we've gotten a lot of suggestions for me and Brinton. We've also been getting a positive reception for Metal Gear and people wanting to see more of that. So I can guarantee you that's going to happen. We're probably going to finish off the NES titles, or the MSX titles in this case, with Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake at some point. But obviously, with the holidays around the corner, I'm not planning on that anytime soon. Just because I want to make sure that we get everything squared away so that we can go spend time with our families. In case people don't actually know this, Geek News is going to be at Anime Bonsai on October 20th through 22nd, I think are the dates. So you guys can look forward to that, and we will be doing a live episode of Geek News there, as well as a panel for how to get started on YouTube, how to do a review for YouTube, or whatever content that you want to provide. And I'm also going to be guest starring on a panel that Aldo is going to be hosting on the 20 years of Eva. 20 years of Evangelion. I'm kind of being brought in as a mecha dude. and on the impacts that Ava has had for the mecha genre. So you guys can look forward to that in the next little bit, but I promise as soon as things kind of wind down, then we'll start setting all of that up again. And I've already gotten the question, are you going to be doing this next summer? Probably not. This actually drained me quite thoroughly. So I will probably just pace them out. Oh, something curious approaches. Yeah, we're getting near the end here, people. Not the end of the part, I promise, but the end of this little gauntlet. And so this has actually just drained me, and on top of that, doing Legion beta coverage and stuff like that. So if I do it, it's gonna be paced out better, so that I can also get some rest, be able to spend time with family, things like that. Plus, I mean, at that point, I'm also really hoping to be done with the Tale of Drak. So then at that point, I can start going into some of the other MMOs that people would like me to play. And the reason I think I will be done at that point is I'm level 66 right now on Drak, and the cap right now is 110. So we're in the middle of Burning Crusade content. I'm going to continue the Burning Crusade content until we're done with it as far as questing, and then we'll go into Wrath of the Lich King and so on and so forth until 110. Thankfully, though, we'll be able to get through this stuff, because eventually quests... I know a lot of people are worried about, like, staying in Outland after I've hit, 68 or 70, but here's the thing. A lot of those quests will start going gray, and then at that point we can bust through it, because we're going to be so overpowered. It's not going to be that hard, and then we can just bounce right into Northrend content. So it's going to work, and I think story-wise it'll also help to be able to flesh out what the Burning Crusade was about, what Wrath of the Lich King was about, because there's a lot of story that gets skipped in lieu of leveling. And so I would like to be able to showcase that stuff. But wait, you're going to be so overpowered by Broken House. I don't think that's going to be the case. I really don't. Eventually, I think that I'm going to hit a brick wall at some point. I'll be able to bust through the remaining content and be okay with it. But I would like to also be able to get to some of the other MMOs that you guys have suggested. And by the way, hi, Ultros! So we're having another showdown with Ultros.
No, really. This is our last battle. Trust me. I've read the script already.
Alright, so this is supposedly our final battle with Ultros. So I hope everybody has enjoyed the run. And it won't be until 13-2 that people saw him again. At least I think so. And then I think actually there is a reference to Ultros in Kingsglaive as well, in Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15.
I lose again! Well, today I brought a pal! Mr. Shupon, come on down!
Hi. Believe it or not, so fun fact, this model,
Mr. Shupon's taciturn, but terribly powerful.
So fun fact, in the next game, we actually do get a summon model based off of Mr. Shupon. And I believe it's Typhon? Or Typhoon? Typhoon? Something like that he gets called? I don't know. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but it's like Typhoon. Something like that, and it's based off of Mr. Shupon. So you guys, so people who love Ultros will appreciate that. So yeah, that's going to be the battle plan, but we do have plenty of other things figured out. I know that me and Brenton are going to be getting together again for Devil May Cry, the original Devil May Cry. So that's going to happen, and we're also talking about taking on another RPG that has been recommended by both fans of my channel as well as fans of Drak and Shadow. And I'm just going to tell you, Drak and Shadow fans, there's no way the Shadow Blazer's interested, but Brenton might be, so you might get what you want. I'm trying to think of all the other business that needs to be taken on. It doesn't matter because boss fight over. We technically don't kill Ultros? Yes, we don't. And there's a reason why. You'll see why later, and you're going to appreciate it. Oh no! And it starts up yet another gauntlet. Just kidding. It's a boss. And this time we're going to be taking on the entire Air Force, the IAF. No, just this boss guy. I especially love the torpedoes. It's like, and then one's like, hey! So you guys can have fun with that. Let's see, any other business that I need to take care of? No, not really. Reviews are going to continue happening, although I am going to... First of all, I'm thankful that everybody has been so open and receptive with the Mighty No. 9 review. I really was worried that I was going to piss off the internet with my thoughts, because I didn't hate it like everybody else did. I thought it was still a good game. It actually disappoints me we're not going to get a sequel in that series. I want to say series, but it's not a series. It's one game. And you will be able to get the next couple of reviews pretty soon after. I will tell you this, though, there are a couple of games that are taking more time, and therefore you might not necessarily get a full-on review. You might get a check-in review. Kind of like what I did with Xenoblade Chronicles. Except at that point, because I tried to leave Xenoblade Chronicles open-ended so that I could return to it and be able to give more of a review. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing for games like I Am Setsuna, where it, as a JRPG, it's going to take a while to get through that game. So I know that there's going to be somebody in there who's like, oh, you're just being lazy. No, I'm really not being lazy. It's a long game, and I don't want to make you guys wait any longer, at least for a review of some kind. And so I'm basically doing it so I can leave it open-ended, I can come back to it, give you a full review on what I thought of the story, and move on from there. And perfect timing, because we just barely beat the Air Force, and now it's time for us to head into the floating continent. I'm not kidding on this one. We're finally heading into the floating continent. I remember doing this as a kid and just thinking, can I get to the continent now? Can I just... I love all this gauntlet stuff, but can I get to it now? Now you can. And one thing, obviously, that makes it awesome, Kefka, Gestalt, and the statues are just ahead. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Terra that's talking, but there you go. One of the things that I love about the floating continent and later, a later dungeon is the view from below kind of thing. That was an interesting thing to add, just to give you kind of the sheer height of where you, or the sheer concept of where you are. You are so high up in the air. And even you guys will see later. Oh, and Shadow. Oh my gosh.
Down with the Empire. Once I outlive my usefulness, they tried to off me.
Okay.
We thought you were goner. Is Interceptor all right?
No, he died.
He's fine. Come on, let's go. Forget about me. We can't just leave you.
And so there you go. Here is our new party member in Shadow. So at that point, like, most of my journey, at least through the floating continent, is going to be giving him a little bit more magic, because he doesn't really have a whole lot. The only downside, though, is that since Celeste does have an Esper on her, I can't learn any of that stuff. That, and people might actually notice I did a little bit of a flub. He is not properly equipped or has relics or anything like that, so this is something I definitely fix later. I'm trying to think where I left off here. But yeah, I love the perspective of just where you are, and eventually you're gonna get deeper into the floating continent where you'll see the airship below you. That's kind of a way to be able to get out if you're getting your butt handed to you. But again, sheer scope of the airship is so far below you, that's how high up you are. Because if the airship goes up any higher, then it's going to be a problem for them. So I always loved the fact that they did that. That was a nice little addition that they did. Let's see. So any other business that I need to take care of? Geek News is going to be happening this weekend. I can already tell you that much. It's just the later weeks where it's going to get a little weird because I want to make sure that we get holiday breaks and things like that in. And I'm hoping before then we will have an NX announcement where we can actually talk about it. But, cross your fingers. Go get your lucky rabbit's foot, whatever you want to do, because I really am starting to think it's not going to happen. Oh, the other thing I need to address. People have been asking since I did last year whether or not I would be doing the opening ceremony of BlizzCon 2016. And right now I think I'm aiming towards yes, I'm going to do it, except I'm going to not monetize it, so that it's just going to be the opening ceremony, people. I did that last time too, and I'm also going to be planning that out a little bit better. I was actually on for a couple hours longer than I thought I was going to be. That's not going to be happening this year. I'm going to be making sure I know what time it goes on, and then probably being on about an hour later, or an hour earlier, to be able to discuss it before we get the opening ceremony and all of the major announcements. If there are any, I don't know. I have some guesses, but that's about it. So yeah, it's going to happen, and I will give you guys the link, obviously. It's just going to be a live hangout, and we're going to talk about what they might announce, and then we'll watch it. And then I'm going to part ways with you, because I have the virtual ticket, and I'm going to go into the panels and listen to what they have to add to the games they have out there, like StarCraft 2, Diablo 3, World of Warcraft Legion, which is probably just going to be patch stuff, and Hearthstone and Overwatch. Just wait, they're going to floor us all with a Return of the Lost Vikings. Oh wait, they did that a couple of years ago. With Heroes of the Storm, nonetheless. Somebody actually did ask me, are you ever going to do Lost Vikings in Drak Plays Heroes of the Storm? I don't know if I feel confident enough to manage the Lost Vikings. That seems to me to be very, 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 very complicated, and I don't know if I want to actually try it. I think Lost Vikings is for like the most expert of expert players, kind of like Abathur, and I don't know if I'll ever take on Abathur. It might be fun, but I'm not planning on it right now. And so yeah, we continue to make our way through the floating continent. And so at this point, like some new fans have been asking, like, where does this put you in Final Fantasy VI? This is, at least to me, it's the halfway point. And the reason I say it's the halfway point is because from here we have a dramatic shift in how the gameplay works. I don't want to spoil it. That's the thing. So, but that's the best way to be able to look at this, is that it is going to be a halfway point. Another interesting question that I've gotten is, like, are you only going to do Final Fantasy, or will you ever take on other RPGs? I'm up for it, but I want to be able to take on other RPGs. But right now, obviously, I do have a focus, and that is to get through the Final Fantasy titles. Maybe at some point I'll call a break, and we'll, I don't know, go to another RPG like for a little bit while I work on other Final Fantasy titles. That might happen. I don't know. Obviously, 11 and 14 are not going to be part of that. They're going to be part of the MMO thing, so you guys can look forward to that when it comes out. I've already worked out the details. I believe I still will be able to play 11. I just can't... It's not online, so it's going to be more of a fixed game than it is an MMO. Oh no, monster in a box! And 14 will happen, but 14 is an MMO, so... You know, we'll make our way through it. I've already actually gotten offered by a listener and a viewer on my channel, basically saying, "Oh, if you go to Final Fantasy 14, come to my server and do all that." And yeah, I'm completely for it. I would love to be able to have a community to kind of help me through the process, because it's going to be a brand spanking new MMO. I don't know a whole lot on, so that might be fun. Not might. I think it will be fun. Jiminy Christmas. Any other stuff I need to talk about? Update on games. I really don't have an update on games. I have been so busy with trying to get everything done, including some new projects you guys don't even know about yet, that I have not had enough time to get back into Mass Effect 3 or to Sly Cooper or any of that. I am going to get back to them, though. That's going to happen. So, to all the naysayers who are saying, "Oh, no, he's too busy now, he's not going to be able to do it." Nope, planning on it. I still have a list. I still want to make my way through it. So it's going to happen. It's just going to take a little bit longer now that I've got so much going on. But I can already tell you one other thing that's going to happen. Next year, I'm probably not going to be doing that many reviews. I think I overwhelmed myself this year with all of the reviews that I've done. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy that I was able to get this schedule out, especially since it was my first year. But next year, I might actually, like, set some rules. If things come out, or if games come out the same day, then maybe one will get like a vlog review and a little bit more casual. One will get the full review treatment. I don't know. I haven't worked out those details. A lot of people are liking the vlog reviews, and I have actually proposed an interesting idea. Like, if you're not going to be a hardcore video game reviewer, if that's not your aim, then maybe just do this casual approach from here on. And I'm kind of with that idea. Because I do the reviews simply because I like to put my feedback out there. I don't necessarily do them to get noticed by IGN or Game Informer. So that might be something to be able to do from here on in. I still would like to have the opportunity to do full-on reviews if I can, just because that also flexes the editing muscles a little bit. But I can see the point, you know, if I'm going to be more casual about it, then be more casual with the review. And I tend to agree with that. I think that does work if you play it right. So that might be a thing. I also brought up the idea of doing reviews for TV, and I'm still wanting to do that, especially since in 2 days, at least from when I'm recording this, Luke Cage will be out. And I would love to be able to just go, like, do these episode vlogs of, like, 2 episodes at a time, and say, you know, this is where I think the series is going, this is what I like with the character development, things like that, but making them shorter. As well as being able to do the seasons, not new, but, because again, guys, I can't watch brand new TV. I'm just too busy to be able to be on there at that specific time. So a bonus is, like, I can catch some seasons on Netflix later and be able to get my thoughts on them. And yes, it's old, but, well, a lot of my stuff is old. So I'm okay with that. We cater to content both new and old to everybody. And I actually want to bring this up. So this is the behemoth for this game. And as far as I am concerned, it is the best design they've ever had for the behemoth. I'm trying to think of the first game he showed up in. I think it was 2. I think 2 was the first one he shows up in. And this is the one that I loved, but unfortunately the one from 4 is the one that Square Enix loves, and is the one that, the model that gets such focus in later games. Oh, it's so irritating too. I like the fact that the behemoth in 6 looks like a demon. Looks like a freaking demon. But apparently I'm not in the majority, and so I guess I have to live with that. Somebody actually did ask, like, how many reviews do you have left? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. I'm thankful that I'm getting a break right now, because my next review isn't until later in October, so World of Final Fantasy will be the next one. So that allows for me to catch up on all of the other reviews that I have. But I can already tell, like, Mighty Number 9 happened in June. That tells you how far back I am. Thankfully, though, I think this week, yeah, because this weekend we're going to wrap up June, because the last one that I took on for it was LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, and that is going to be this week's review. So I know a lot of people are probably going to be irritated by that. I was worried about that until I got my hands on LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. And you know what? It's kind of an overhaul to the LEGO engine, so I'm kind of happy that I took it on. You know, it's not same old, Where LEGO Avengers was starting to change the formula, LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens changes it, in my opinion, dramatically. So, it's kind of like playing a completely different game. I think this is going to be how LEGO movie games go from this time forward, but yeah, I think you guys are going to be able to get your money's worth out of it, at least for that. I don't know. We'll find out, because I'm sure there are going to be naysayers. But yes, this weekend is LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, and I'm hoping by next week to also have Song of the Deep. So that would be like my first July review. Which I do have a few things to say on Song of the Deep. I had to stop myself for a second there, because I almost went into spoiler territory, or into review territory. I will stop there, because I really don't want to ruin that for people. Alright, so we continue to make our way through the floating continent. And holy crap, you just look at the floor and everything looks like a Cthulhian horror, man. And we have just made a lower floor to be able to help us get a little bit further into the continent. And random attack. So yeah, every video is coming out. You guys can also look forward to regular schedule next week, even though I've got tons of stuff that I'm going to be recording, so we can take some days off in preparation of Bonsai. But you guys will have content this week and next week. And I think that's actually going to do it for us on time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and next time we will continue further into the floating continent.